Good morning. Hi everybody, my name is Joshua David Finch. I am a creative and I've created this channel to tell you about how you're a creative too. Maybe you didn't know what that is when I talked to you. Maybe I told you a little bit about it. Maybe you're coming to know what it is now. You are a creative is basically you're a creative being. You're created by God. You're created by the Creator. You're created by the universe. Whatever created all this decided to create you too. And I'm here to remind you. I'm here to let you know that you are a creative. So for today, we are going to take a journey into a book that I'm just now studying and learning about. So I've drawn for a long time, since I was about 10, 8 or 9, 10, and I drew with my friends. I really like spending time with people. I really like the community. I really like connecting, and we would just trace cartoons. Mega Man, Mario, stuff like that, different street fighters, but we would just sit there and trace them until we got good enough to draw them. But for me, it was mostly about hanging out with my friends and people that I love. Right now, I'm hanging out with you, spending time with people that I love. I'm creating this because of love, because of the community, because I want to connect. So thank you for taking your time. And the main point of today's lesson is going to be the book that I was just talking about. So the book is Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain by Betty Edwards. Okay, so this, when I read just the introduction, it blew my mind because it was everything that I was thinking about on all my lessons. I forgot to mention that I do teach lessons. I've taught lessons to little tiny kids, 2 years old, all the way up to more seasoned, mature adults. I've taught, the wine and sip classes where you're drinking a little. I taught elementary, after school, private lessons at Michael's studio. In my own studio, I have Paint Night Palm Beach, so I have my own painting party business. So I have lots of ways where I've taught, and I've taught many things with kids and things. Basically, my life has been a lot of teaching. So when I read this book, just the introduction, blew my mind because it was all of what I've been doing, but in words. And I was like, wow, I really need to teach a lesson on this, and I need to know more. She teaches that drawing can be for anyone, and you can learn, drawing from looking at something. So if you're looking at an object, you should be able to draw it without a problem if you understand her 5 perceptions. It's kind of like riding a bike. So in the beginning, you might not know how to ride a bike. Some people might still not know how to ride a bike. I'll help you if you need to. But when you first start out with riding a bike, you don't just get on it and ride around and you're doing tricks and standing up on the pedals or on the seat or have no hands. You kind of get on there with training wheels, maybe get someone helping you, maybe your dad or your friend or your mom, and you take your training wheels off after you kind of understood what's going on, and you maybe push a little bit and glide a little, and then you pedal once or twice, then you start pedaling, and then you, bam, all of a sudden you got it. Well, once you've gotten how to ride a bike, you don't just go start back with the training wheels again. You learn how to ride a bike. Some people say it's like riding a bike. You never forget. So that's the same thing with drawings. A lot of people feel that they can't draw, and maybe that's true for them. But what I'm here is telling you is that's not true. You are creative. You're created by God. So first of all, you're loved by God. And I love you because I'm loved by God, and I know that I share that love that's in me with you. And I stand here for you saying that you can draw. just because you know how to draw doesn't mean you're going to go be Picasso or Leonardo and just go and be in a gallery and be this famous artist. So you don't want to always think about it that way. You want to think about it as, I can now see things differently. So it gives you a new precept, it gives you a new perception, new perspective on the way you view the world. So it's not so much you need to be this huge famous artist in galleries, which you could very well be if you practice enough, because practice makes progress. So you already are perfect. You're created by God. So practice makes perfect is a silly saying, but you are perfect and you can practice to be whatever you want to be. And if that case you want to be an artist, you could be an artist. But the main thing is with this book is going to teach you that there's basic things, the 5 precepts of drawing, that are global teachings of all people, just like reading. So you can learn how to read by the ABCs, phonics, syllabification, and you can learn how to read, and you can take that skill, which is a transferable skill, and use it in science. So you could read a science book to learn about science. You could read in math to learn